Have you ever sat in a room with no music, no distractions, just silence? At first it seems peaceful, but then something strange happens. You start to feel uncomfortable, almost as if the silence is watching you. Most people can't stand it. They'll grab their phone, turn on the TV, talk just to fill the air with sound. But have you ever wondered why? Why are we so afraid of silence? The truth is, silence isn't empty. It's full. It's full of the things we try to run from, the thoughts we bury, the emotions we silence, the questions we avoid. When everything else fades, silence becomes a mirror. And that mirror doesn't lie. It shows us who we are, without the mask, without the noise, without the excuses. And that can be terrifying. We live in a world that worships noise, constant updates, opinions, notifications. It's a kind of armor, really, a way to protect ourselves from facing what's underneath. Because when we're still, truly still, the things we've suppressed come knocking. The regret you never dealt with, the relationship you ruined, the shame you never spoke about, the dreams you let die. In silence, all of it floats to the surface. And yet, that's exactly why silence matters. Because silence is not the enemy. It's the doorway. Carl Jung once said, "Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakens." Silence invites us to look inside, to wake up. It forces us to ask deeper questions. Not, what do I want to buy? But, why do I feel so empty even when I have everything? Not, what's next on my to-do list? But, why am I constantly distracting myself? Silence can feel like death, but it's really a kind of rebirth, a shedding, a letting go of the noise that isn't really you. You see, most of the noise in our lives isn't ours. It's someone else's opinion, someone else's expectation, someone else's fear. But when you sit in silence long enough, you start to hear something softer, something truer, your own voice. It doesn't scream, it whispers. It says things like, slow down, let go, trust, start again. But you can't hear it over the chaos. You have to choose to listen. And that's the hardest part. Because listening means surrendering, letting go of control, letting the silence speak. But here's the secret. Silence doesn't just show you your pain, it shows you your strength. The fact that you can sit in your own presence without needing to escape is power. Real power. The kind that doesn't come from dominating others, but from knowing yourself. So the next time you feel that urge to fill the room with noise, to scroll, to distract, to run, pause. Let the silence in. Not to punish yourself, not to meditate like a monk, just to be with yourself. Because maybe what you've been running from is actually where you'll find your peace. And maybe the silence you feared was never your enemy. Maybe it was your home. But here's something no one tells you. Silence is a conversation, not with the world, but with your soul. And in that conversation, you begin to remember things you forgot. The way it feels to breathe deeply, without urgency. The way the sunlight looks when you're not rushing past it. The way your thoughts slow down. And finally, start making sense. We think we're looking for answers out there, in books, podcasts, conversations, gurus. But sometimes, the most profound truths rise up only when everything else falls away. You don't have to go to a mountain or a monastery. You don't need perfect conditions. Just a moment. Just enough space to listen. So tonight, before the world pulls you back into its rhythm, try this. Turn everything off. Sit with the quiet. and ask yourself, what have I been afraid to hear? You might be surprised, not by the darkness, but by the light that's been waiting patiently in the silence.
If this made you pause, if you're drawn to deeper truths and quiet strength, then you're in the right place. Like, subscribe, and keep exploring with us. See you in the next one.